Kwesi, but that's how it goes. That's right. Minnesota Fighting Vikings general manager Kwesi Adofo-mensah, coming from the analytics background, started in the R&D department with the Niners, formerly of Wall Street. Not your traditional NFL GM, who, I don't know, usually former player or former college player, and, I don't know, lots of tobacco, lots of dip, lots of travel around. That guy can play. That whole thing. So Kwesi is coming in from a more analytics perspective, team building, and yeah, he's made some moves in his time as GM, and some of them raise an eyebrow. Some of them have worked. Some of them maybe not so much. And Kwesi, Moneyball, yes. 13-4 last year, division title, yes. Clearing the roster of some of the older veteran contracts inherited from the Spielman regime, yes, that does make sense. So overall, I do trust Kwesi. I do believe in the direction that he's headed, even though some of the moves, I don't know, not so much. Notably, what happened last year in the draft. And Kwesi, not afraid to trade, and also not afraid to trade in division. So he made he made 3 notable draft day trades, and 2 of them were in division, one with the Lions, one with the Packers. Now, these are always dangerous because you're enriching a divisional foe, and if the player that they acquire pans out, you have to face them twice a year, and your fans will never let you forget it. So that's why generally trading in division, unless there's a huge premium, is again generally pretty frowned upon. Right? But the Vikings' major day 1, day 2 trades from last year, the Lions is the notable one. So the Vikings were at 12 overall, and yes, Kyle Hamilton, yes, Jordan Davis, yes, Jameson Williams, who the Lions ultimately traded up to go get. And he had a redshirt year last year, even though he scored a touchdown against the Vikings. But this year, he's going to be fully healthy, and J-Mo's going to be a bit of a weapon. But the Lions gave up 32, 34, and 66. The Vikings gave up 12 and 46. Now, a lot of people were poo-pooing it because you're dropping 20 spots in the first round. That's a big-time jump. You did not secure a future first round pick, which I don't know, when the Lions started out at 1-7, that was looking pretty good. That was looking pretty tasty at that point. And by the old charts, so the Jimmy Johnson chart, famously that he used to, fleece the Vikings in the Herschel Walker trade. Yeah, about that. So it didn't like the trade. Detroit won it. But in the more modern Spielberger-Fitzgerald charts, the Vikings clearly won that trade. And it sort of is in the eye of the beholder where, hey, the Vikings still got Lewisine. Lewisine didn't pan out his rookie year due to injury. Jameson Williams was on a redshirt year, etc. And the Vikings did take that 34 overall pick and turn it into 2 second-round picks, number 53 and 59 overall from the Greasy Grime Green Bay Packers. Now, the Packers came up and traded for Christian Watson, and even by the Jimmy Johnson old chart and with the modern charts, the Vikings dominated this trade. The Vikings were plus 719 in terms of points in the Spiel-Fitz trade chart. And overall, I mean, yes, you're taking 1 high second-round pick and turning it into a mid and a late second-round pick. Fully understand that, but it's 2. Dose. It's like 2 picks at the same time, man. Right? And now, here's what sucks, where Jameson Williams, Lions, Christian Watson, Packers. And for the casual fan, the wide receivers make sense. I mean, the guys out there playing fantasy football, they know who J-Mo is, they know who Christian Watson is, and it's going to stand out. Like the impact, if they make an impact on the game against the Vikings, it's going to stand out. Whereas if it was like, I don't know, a run-stuffing nose tackle or a guard, it's not going to be as glaring when they're successful. So every single time Watson or Williams scores a touchdown, it'll be like, could have had him. Kwesi, fire Kwesi, that whole thing, right? But, the Vikings clearly dominated the Packers trade. The only one where the Vikings took a step back, and this is what happens, because generally if you're the asking team, like if you're the team that wants to move up or down, you're going to pay a little bit of a premium. Like not all trades are going to work out perfectly to equilibrium in a vacuum, because game's not played in a vacuum, because that would suck. I hate myself sometimes. Anyways, but the Vikings trade up to 42 with the Colts, and they got 122 back. They gave up 53, 77, 192. 53 was Alec Pierce coming out of Cincy. 77, I believe, was Bernard Raymond from Central Michigan, but that doesn't matter. The Vikings came up to 42 to go get Andrew Booth Jr., and the Vikings got shellacked in both the trade charts, so it sort of is what it is. But I also think what compounds this issue is that Lewisine got hurt, Andrew Booth Jr. got hurt, so like the two crown jewels of the class did not contribute. And Ed Ingram, even though he played every single snap, results were sort of mixed, even though he got a little bit better at the end of the season. And the rest of the class, I mean, Asamoah didn't get the time of day, but good things happened when he was on the field. Evans looked good when he was out there, but then he got concussed thrice. And Otomowo looked good when he got an opportunity, when there were some injuries in the mix. Ty Chandler had that broken thumb. Vidarian Lowe got redshirted. Jalen Naylor looked good at the end of the season. Nick Muse is on and off the practice squad. So I think that factors into Vikings fans being sort of upset with these trades, even though overall, optically, it's tough to stomach trading in division, moving down 20 spots and not getting a future first-round pick with the Lions. I think Kwesi dominated the Packers trade, and the Colts trade was what it was. But just going back to the Fitzgerald-Spielberger chart, I mean, the Vikings and Kwesi, like, he greatly increased the draft capital value of last year's class. He added 600 points, which is equivalent to a fourth-round pick, 112 overall. And after all of those moves, I mean, it's great. And plus, it's not over for this class. Like, these guys aren't one and done. So Lewisine could stay healthy this year, become a great starting safety for the Vikings. Booth and Evans could stay healthy and really thrive under Flores. Asamoah's going to start and be a dude. Maybe Ed Ingram, year 2, can be a guy. And then Otomowo could be getting in the mix. Ty Chandler might get some run finally. And Jalen Speedy Naylor could be in the wide receiver 3-4 mix, depending on how the draft goes. So I think overall, this draft is going to look a lot better a year or two from now, and then that would make the trades subsequently look better a year or two from now. Although Jameson Williams and Christian Watson become like top 5 receivers, I don't know. That could be kind of dumb. Or Alec Pierce, by the way, who I believe in a lot, but we'll see. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. Revisiting Kwesi's major draft day trades from last season. Let us know your thoughts or our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.